So they hated Eric Koston. Why would you hate Eric Koston? He's Koston. Today we know him as the greatest street skateboarder of all time. How could it be that at one point people thought he was just some whack little nerd? The world we live in, truly a scary place. Now, if you don't know who Eric Koston is, I'll catch you up real quick. Through the 80s and 90s, skateboarding was getting more difficult. People were doing harder and harder tricks, but nobody was making them look good and doing them with style. Then in the 90s and early 2000s, Koston came in here and started cleaning up the scene. He started doing harder tricks than anybody had ever seen, and he was doing them cleaner and with more style than anybody had ever seen. Very clean. But before he became the greatest of all time, people thought he was just some weird loser nerd kid, and he didn't really fit into the skateboard industry.
I remember when we first met him, we were just like talking to the dude and going, there's no way this dude is getting on 8th Street. I remember seeing the dude and he was this nerdy looking dude. And I was like, who are these losers?
I knew him, but we didn't like talk to each other like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do later? No, I definitely wasn't kicking it with him.
Oh, for lack of a better term, he was probably a little bit nerdier, you know, back then. So I think that, you know, some of those dudes kind of picked up on it and probably kind of took it for weakness or whatever. And, you know, and I think Koston was just wasn't really focused on it, or just kind of oblivious to the fact that these guys were hating on him and stuff. But me being a little bit older, I just kind of sensed it that, okay, these guys don't like my boy, you know what I mean?
People knew he was good, but I think people just wanted a reason to be like, hate on him, I guess, you know? But I know there was definitely like some years of trying to deny the fact that like he was as good as he was, you know? And as things progressed closer to like girls starting, they finally realized we can't hate on this dude anymore. We got to make him a part of our package just because he's that good, you know? It's like a hard, it took people a while to like really accept it.
Yeah, man! Don't lose it.
No matter how good you are, there's always going to be people that are superficial, that are going to dog on you and hate on you because you're doing your own thing. And it's interesting because nowadays when you go to the skate park, you see a lot of kids that are better at dressing up like a skateboarder than they are at actually skateboarding. But skateboarding is kind of an interesting world. It can be really exclusive. Well, so you think you belong here? But really, people will sometimes try to push people out. So what happens is you'll see kids that try and dress the part so they can feel like they fit into the skateboarding community, although they don't actually love skateboarding as much as they like being viewed as a skateboarder or just being part of this cool kids community. But in my opinion, changing superficial things about yourself to try and fit in just waters down your personality, and valuing the opinions of other people more than you value your own opinion can slow you down and prevent you from doing what you actually want to do and becoming who you actually want to be. Eric Koston didn't pay any mind to the people that were saying he was too nerdy or he's too weird or didn't want to hang out with him. He just did what he wanted to do, which was get better at skateboarding. He was in it because he loved skateboarding, period. So when I watched all this about Eric Koston, this was my takeaway. Ultimately, you're going to be more successful in life if you stop chasing the approval of other people and start just worrying whether or not you like who you are. It's a good question. Anyway, so I've been hitting this skate park every morning and I haven't been filming any clips, and the reason is because I didn't want to be that guy, you know, that shows up with a camera and starts filming himself like he's pro or something. But in an effort to be more like Koston and just disregard what other people think and do what I want to do, I decided that I would take my camera to the park and film some clips and put a little edit together. So in one session, this is what I came up with. it's nothing too crazy, but having a camera there was really motivating for me because at the end of landing a trick, I had something to show for it. And so it made me way more productive and land a lot of tricks and try things that I hadn't tried just because I wanted to make this edit as good as I could with the time that I had. Skating, filming, and editing are the things that I love to do, so I've decided to just not care what people think when I'm filming at the park, because at the end of the day, that's what makes me happy, and I'm gonna chase that. If you guys like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Keep chilling the most, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.